the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president, and if you like it or not.
We better get very tough, folks. We better get very, very tough.
The Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take my block.
Let's get serious on this one.
You can protest in-person voting in mass amounts of people, saying it's unsafe to be around people.
So let's break that sentence down. You can protest in-person voting, saying that you're not able to vote in person
because it's unsafe.
While outside saying that in a group of people.
You literally get together with a bunch of people.
Can we see the irony?
And say it's not safe to vote in person.
So it's not safe to do what you're doing.
There are literally people this week doing this, protesting outside saying this.
That's literally like Merrill Howard Kalin when he's got the knife and he's chopping up chicken in his kitchen and he's like, now don't use a knife or anything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And the reason they are is because I was saying this earlier. SpongeBob.
Kind of close.
Chum buckets. If you've ever seen SpongeBob.
Yeah.
They put on chum buckets and like Plankton's like controlling them. I feel like that's like mainstream media. Like we just put like, this week we're going to be mad about the USPS.
Zombies.
And we're just like, oh my gosh, we got to go protest the USPS. Save the USPS.
Yeah. So they actually think that there's trucks going around the cities, your city near you, and rounding up those empty mailboxes.
So this is the other issue, because it's not just we need mail-in voting because of coronavirus, which has an over 99% recovery rate, is so deadly.
Approval rating,
yes.
Yeah.
That from Bill Gates. It's
does.
doing good stuff. It's going to make me lots of money.
But he wears a pink sweater, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Alex
He's a
Jones.
friendly pink sweater.
I love when you do Alex Jones. Oh.
Oof, he wouldn't either, dude. That's not cool. Sorry, Alex.
But it's not just, it's two things, right? One, it's the fact that mail-in voting has to happen because COVID, right? Mm-hmm. Two, not only is the mailing vote process so necessary, but Trump is also getting rid of all of the mailboxes. So this is like two things going on.
Yeah.
One, we need mail-in voting because of COVID, which is absolutely false. Two, Trump's not letting us do it at all because he's literally stealing them.
And then three, I was just talking about this earlier, but Trump's voters are going to be demographically a little older in nature. And Trump's voters, they're going to be voting by mail, most likely, if they're older. Right?
Absentees, yeah.
Because of,
absolutely.
especially in this age of COVID, not wanting to go outside, which would be the prudent thing to do. So the people that would be voting by mail are the ones that would be voting for him.
Right.
Why would he go and round up mailboxes to keep them from doing that? That makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense, but it doesn't matter because you just you fabricate a crisis, and then everybody marches in the streets.
Yep, zombies marching one by one.
Yeah, so...
But, so there's three practical reasons why the left is completely batshit crazy.
Yeah. I had like a really good point that I was thinking about.
And I just took it
I know,
from
because you kept talking and I was like...
Yeah, but I summarized it better than you would have.
Yeah, you did. It's called MailboxGate.
mAiLgAte.
What I find really interesting...
It's not Bill Gates, it's mAiLgAte.
What I find really interesting as well is the idea that misinformation is being censored heavily on Twitter and other social media platforms.
Yeah, check out this post right here.
But there are people sharing this photo. It was super viral of locked mailboxes.
Oh my gosh, have you ever seen in your entire life locked mailbox at the USPS?
But it's not true. This wasn't recent. This was from years ago. And ironically, so I'll read this here, a 17-month period during Obama's second term.
And I said, this lady needs to have a baby. 17-month period.
17-month period.
That's a long period.
During Obama's second term, hundreds of mailboxes were removed without following the appropriate process. As 322 out-of-service boxes were permanently removed from the street without Eastern area approval or public notification to customers. So Obama was actually removing a bunch of these. Okay, the USPS has kind of been dying, right? They've, mail in general.
You're killing it.
So this is completely, they're taking photos from a long time ago out of context and saying, Mailbox Gate, Trump is doing this to, democracy. Yeah.
We can't mail in our ballots because Trump's taking our mailboxes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just stupid. Obviously you can go mail. All right, your mailbox still exists in your neighborhood. You can go put your fetch-in ballot in there. But guess what? there is voter fraud through mail-in ballots. That is a verifiable
Well, and
fact.
most USPS services around, like, in different states are literally like, we cannot handle
the influx of
And what's interesting is, okay, if you think about the coronavirus, which is what they're using, right, as their vessel to get this mail-in voting process approved, the people who are at most risk from this virus are elderly people and those with pre-existing conditions. Statistically, anyone over 55.
Right.
Why don't we just make it a blanket state, like, hey, anybody over 55, absentee, like, register for it, get it done?
But that would be mostly votes for Trump, so they wouldn't do that.
No, they would make it easier for the older people.
Here's your sign.
But that's just it. Is it's like everybody else, their recovery rate. I mean, they're not. There's no reason why we couldn't vote in person. And even if we did it in person, we could open the polling places, a lot more of them, have them open for longer periods of time, still do the social distancing, still require masks, whatever.
But you know what?
We do that at the grocery store. We're already going to the grocery store.
It's okay, but dude,
oh my gosh,
you have to protest about it though. You have to. It's your right to protest, and your mailbox, even though it's stuck to the freaking ground outside, and you can still go and put meals. You can go put letters in it if you want. You need to protest about it.
What's so frustrating, though, is the amount of misinformation on this issue, and yet no one is silencing that. Which I'm not for silencing anything. If something is false, then it should just be false, and we should be able to be smart and be like, oh, that's false.
But that's why we're here. Because we're breaking it down. We're saying, listen, here's an instance of complete hypocrisy and irony, the likes of which have really never been seen. And let's just kind of...
It's so flagrant these days.
It's super flagrant, blatant. It's disgusting. Yeah. I mean, this is in your face, dude. Yeah. Obama does something that... I mean, I wouldn't even say that it was normal, right? Like, decommissioning mailboxes or whatever the hell they're doing, this isn't something nefarious.
But nobody cared because nobody told them to care.
But nobody cared because we, as Republicans before, during the Obama administration, we weren't like, Obama's taking out all the mailboxes. Let's go in the street. Because guess what? We were working. That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
We have jobs. Good. Dude, just like railroaded that.
You ain't the same on the game. Hey, Donald Trump is your president, and if you like it or not.
We better get very tough, folks. We better get very, very tough.
The Trump train don't stop. Tell Beto to please come try to take